Hello, my name is Heidi Carr, and I'm an elementary educator from Las Vegas, Nevada, and I'm going to share different ways that you could get into a Google Meet as well as create a Meet, as well as some tips and tricks, especially if your school district is enterprise for Google. So one way is when you come here, click on this array, then go ahead and click on Google Meet icon. If you have meetings scheduled within Google Calendar, that information will appear here. Since I don't, I'm going to join or create a meeting here. If I know the code in advance or nickname, I'm going to type it here. But for today's purposes, I'm going to go ahead and create a nickname for my meeting account. So I'm going to go to car test, hit continue. Now, this is going to appear. The nickname is going to show up right here, and this is how people within my organization are going to be able to join this meeting. Right here is a wonderful feature. You could blur your background. If I don't want that on, you could see my background. I'm going to keep it on for today. Right here, my video is on. I'm going to click turn off the camera. As you can see, my mic is on. Now I'm going to click here to turn it off. It also says no one else is here. If someone was already in this meeting that I was about to join, you'd be able to see the different names that we're in. So I'm going to go ahead and join from another device, and you will be able to see what happens when someone is there. Now, as you can see, someone is already there. So I'm going to go ahead and click join now. Up in this corner right here, it tells me how many people are in the meeting. And right now I only have 2 people in this meeting. Down here on the left, bottom left, you'll see it says car test. This is the nickname. If I click here, it will also allow others to join. I could hit copy this information and send it to someone quick. If they need to call in, they'll dial this number and then enter in this PIN. If I had any attachments for this, they would appear right here. Then right here I have some host controls. I could have the quick access on. That means anyone within my school district domain is able to join at any time. If I don't want that to happen and I want to admit every single person, then I will turn that off and it will show up as white. If I want my students to be able to share their screens, I'll leave this on. If I don't, I could turn it off. The chat box message is to allow students to be able to collaborate with each other, ask you questions as well. I typically leave this on. You do not want to, you could turn that off as well. You could also view all this information in the view host settings as well, and it will tell you what video you're using as well as audio. Then over here, I'm going to turn on my mic. Then right here, this is where you leave your call. Now for turn on closed captions, this only works for the individual. Your learners are not going to be able to see when you have your closed captions on. You could present 3 different ways: your entire screen, a window, or a Chrome tab. I highly suggest the Chrome tab. Your entire screen will share everything, and if you happen to switch different browsers or different things you're doing while you're talking to your students, they will be able to see that. And same with the different windows. They'll be able to see what is going on as well. So I always share in Chrome tab because this only allows my learners to see this one particular tab. So right in here, this is all they could see. Now if I want to see what I'm presenting, I could pin that for them as well. As you can see now, it looks like there's 3 people because now when I'm presenting, it adds another person. So I could click on that. When I come over here, I could pin this presentation so it's bigger and clearer for my scholars. If I come over here to another tab, you could see that I'm still sharing this place value because of this beautiful blue button right here. It's saying, look at me, you're sharing this tab only. So I could email, I could do something if I need to in another tab, and they are not able to see what I'm doing. But hey, I need to share something in Canvas. So that's the nice thing. Right here it's saying, stop presenting or share this tab, and I want to share this tab. So now that blue button appears right here, and that's what my students will be seeing. So as I'm moving through this, it will also be moving through here. I could hit stop here, or if I happen to not pin my lesson, I could also come right here and hit stop presenting as well. Now, if we happen to have someone from outside the district, or you are someone that wants to admit every single person to join your meeting, this is what happens when someone outside of your district wants to come in, or if you want to approve everyone. You'll get that beautiful ding. It's going to say so-and-so wants to join. If they're within, they'll just say Clark County School District. You have the choice to deny entry or admit, and I'm going to go ahead and admit this person for this purpose. So now they have joined our session. So now I'm back to 3 people. I could also add in others if I wanted to. I could check my host controls right here if I wanted to. If I go in the chat box, I could come here and turn it off. But what I want to show you is this wonderful new feature right here. You're allowed to have breakout rooms for your scholars, ask polls within your discussion, as well as they could ask you questions right here as well. So the first thing I'm going to show you is polls. You could click right here. Then this is going to appear. You're going to hit start a poll. And I'm going to go ahead and just ask a question. So as you can see, my scholars have multiple different answers. I'm going to go ahead and hit save, and I could launch at another time. I could create another poll if I wanted to and save that. Maybe I didn't like it, so I'm going to click delete. I'm going to go ahead and launch this poll. So once I click launch, it will appear. Now this is the trick. You got to remind your learners that they will see that little square circle on their side. They got to click that to be able to take the poll. So as the votes are coming in, you're going to be able to see the total. You could click right here to show the results to everyone. They could see. And then when you're done, you're going to click in the poll. Now the poll has ended. Everyone is able to see the votes or what people picked. I'm going to go ahead and exit out the polls. I'm going to go ahead and now go to breakout rooms. Now you're able to create multiple rooms. Since there's only one other person in here right now, I'm just going to create one breakout room. So then I'm going to come down here and go ahead and click on open rooms. Now it's going to say breakouts are in session. On the student screen, it's going to appear and say join, and they're gone. As you can see, it says that Heidi has left this meeting. And if I want to be able to see my learners, I'm going to have to come over here and click join. So I'm going to come over here, click join, and I could see that they're in here, they're discussing, they're having a great time. Rooms, edit if I wanted to. Maybe I wanted to jump into another breakout room. We're done. With that, I'm going to leave because I'm going to go ahead and go to another group. And it's saying I'm returning to the main call. And now I'm going to close the rooms for everyone. And it's saying everyone's going to return to the main call. Yep, close all rooms. And then they are going to come back on their screen. It's going to say return, and they got to click on return, and then it'll take a few seconds for them all to start popping up in the main room again. Okay, so everyone is back. I could also come back here. I could do a Q&A if I want. I could turn that on, and anytime my scholars or family members have a question, it will pop up right over here. As you can see, the questions here, I could mark as hidden, I could mark as answered, or I can trash it. Your students may be over here clicking like because they're like, yes, that's a question I have too. So I could go ahead, I'm going to answer that, and then it shows that I have answered it as well. I could also change and put the newest first if I wanted, or most popular, and that's because I had maybe 20 kids like this question, and they're like, Miss Carr, you need to answer this. So that is a very helpful tool that has been added in Meet. These 3 dots also have more options. If I click right here and click on whiteboard, it's going to open up a Jamboard. I could choose one from my drive if I've already created one, or maybe I just need to start one today with my class, and I'm going to hit Start New. And then it's going to appear, as well as it's going to send it to my students that are in here. And here we go. They're ready to rock and roll to be able to use this tool. Also, if I wanted to record this meeting, I could record. I could change the layout. There's multiple views. And now guess what? If you do tilted, 49, up to 49 now. When I present, I usually do the sidebar so I could see my scholars a little bit easier. You could change it to full screen. You could turn off your blur if you wanted to. Captions here. You could use the phone within here if you needed to call someone, report a problem, troubleshoot, and there's settings in here as well. I'm going to go ahead and end this call, so I'm going to go ahead and hit leave, and I'm done. But what I'm going to go ahead now and show you is other ways you could get into a meeting. You could come right back up here, click here, and go to Classrooms, and then click, and right here, since I'm the teacher, I could log on this way and click, and it will open up and take me to the Meet as well. But my students aren't able to do that because I have it turned off. So if I want it to be visible, I got to come up here, scroll all the way, keep going. Visible to students, right here, Google Meet, visible to students, click that on. Then I have to hit save. And when I go back to my settings, you can see that they're able to see this. I'm going to go ahead and turn that back off and hit save. And now you can see that it's turned off. The other way you could get to a Google Meet is in Google Calendar. So here's my parent conference link. I could click here and come right here. It's nice and bold. It says join with Google Meet. Click here and it's going to open it up, and then I will go ahead and hit join. And those are different ways to join a Google Meet, as well as some tips within your Enterprise Google District Meets.